I thought it was a really it was a it was a really nice win for us. I mean, I thought defensively, I thought we guarded really well. It's a team that's had a lot of success, and they kicked our fannies at their place, and not that we did that here, but it's a game that we needed to win. Obviously, halfway through the league standings, we're tied for first, which means absolutely zero. But at least we feel like we kind of control our own destiny again. So, you got 9 left, 5 at home, 4 on the road. And I think we shoot 3 of those out of the way right now. So find out kind of what we're made of. And so I'm happy that we won. I thought we, took good shots. The guys surprised me because I said there's no way if we turn over 15 times we're going to win the game. But I really commend our players. Really guarded the 3-point line really, really well from a team that averages 9 threes a game and probably gave up 4 in the first 10 minutes, and then they didn't get another one. I don't know the exact timing, but probably the last 30 minutes just really guarded the heck out of it. And I don't think 2s beat us, 3s will. And Nigel Hawkins gets 9 defensive rebounds in the first half, and he was terrific. And I think we solved some problems here lately. So excited to see where we are. You guys have watched us all year long, and we're a lot different than we were 6-8 weeks ago. Gotten healthy and got some spirit about us, and we're getting better.
Yeah, Coach, you went into halftime 6-point lead, and then it just seems like you blew it up in the second half. Like, what did you change?
I thought we should have been up 13 at the half. We missed 2 layups there at the end. We fouled 3-point shooter. To me, it was 7-point difference right there at the half. That we should have been a 13-point lead. The last 2 offensive possessions, and we fouled a 3-point shooter. I felt like it should have been a double-figure lead, and I did not think that we guarded very well the first 3 minutes, which caused me to call that timeout. And it was about a 5-point game at that point. Then I think our guys kind of reconnected because I thought we went through about a 4-minute stretch where we didn't play very well, and we didn't have much fight to us. But I think our guys kind of woke up, and because I think they realized, hey, if we can guard this 3-point line pretty good, they're going to have a hard time scoring because they 46% of their shots comes from the 3-point line. So if we can take away their threes, they're going to have a hard time scoring against us. And then if we just stop turning the ball over, we're going to score about 60% of the time against them. At least it was tonight. I thought our guys really passed it, and so I was excited for our guys to just share it, move the basketball. It's good to see a senior Rati Ware. I thought at that point he got some shots and made some mid-range jump shots that really got us going. And 2 of the last 3 games he's played really well, and so it's good for that. Nigel, you just missed me talking about you. So,
Coach, there were a few different stretches in the game. There was a stretch early in the game where Nigel kind of took over and did some scoring and obviously grabbing rebounds. Early in the second half, there was that spot where Rati took over and made some shots, and I think he rattled off 2 or 3 baskets in a row. And then late in the game, Latrell does the same thing, kind of hits a couple. How do you feel, as a coach, what does it feel like to know that you've got 3, 4, 5 guys down the bench that can really just take over a ball game at any given moment?
Bucket, here's the one thing I'll say about our team, and I haven't necessarily told the guys this, but we talk about not having – Nigel started, I don't know how many games in a row, took him out of the starting lineup, for the last 2 games, and he's played better, in my opinion. I don't know how he feels about it, but we've averaged, the last 2 games, we've averaged 45 points off our bench, which, that's a phenomenal statistic if you want to look at numbers. And I think that's what you're alluding to. Like, I think we don't have one main guy. Hey, we're going to, they have Cameron Tyson, who leads their team, second in the league in scoring. Like, we had a lot of focus on him tonight. And, our guys did a phenomenal job on Tyson. He got 16, but he got a lot of them late. And, and so we made him a 2-point shooter versus a 3-point shooter, and that allowed us to win the game tonight. And I think we can just beat you in waves, and whoever's kind of got it going that night, and that's what wins. We had 1, 2, 3, 4 guys and double figures, and another guy with 8 tonight, and you know, like I said earlier, Nigel, it's probably the most rebounds, or the second most we've had all year long. He had 9 defensive rebounds at half, and he was the same way the other night, just a monster. I thought one of the key plays in the game was he gets I don't know if he got it or got his hand on a free throw offensive rebound in the first half, right?
Yes, sir, something like that.
And that forced a timeout by them. It's just a huge momentum play. And our guys are making momentum-type plays that are just beat others down. And you know, we weren't making those plays, 6 weeks ago or a month ago. But I think when you don't really have real practices, like we weren't having real practices, because of our numbers, our injuries, you don't get to compete and iron sharpens iron, and that's what the program's been built on. So it's good to have some momentum. And I will say this before we go, before you guys are done with me. I thought this is the best crowd we've had in a couple of years. And I appreciate all the efforts that everybody makes to have that. I don't know how Nigel felt today, but you could feel some energy in the old barn today. And it was good to have that. And we'll need that if we're going to have a chance to win the league. So I appreciate everybody's effort, an external team and all the community and all that. So they missed a good ball game today. Those are the people that didn't get to come.
Coach, you mentioned the log jam, no pun intended, at the top of the WAC right now. Can you just talk about, just briefly, how good is this league really? For people that spend all their time watching the ACC or the Big 12 or what, how good is this league?
I think it's first of all, I think there's really good players, obviously, and there's I don't know how many pros are playing in the NBA from this league right now. I think there's really really good coaches. I think there's all but one coach in our league has been named Coach of the Year in our league, in some league or another, and that's what makes this league really good. And I think it's the 12th ranked league in college basketball out of 31 or whatever it is, and it's good. And the trouble I think that we have, and we have to overcome it, is just the challenge of the travel, because we're us in Seattle, the most outlying schools within this league. So it's for us, it's going to take us 2.5 hours or 3 to get on an airplane. And which we have to do this week and go to about 3 or 4 different airports. And how do we overcome that? Seattle fortunately has an airport in their hometown, but they're gonna, when they come this way, it's a 5-hour flight for them. And thankfully, we were able to take care of them. But it's not easy, when you go to a lot of places. And we got hit by, I thought it cost us the game a week ago, Saturday or 2 weeks ago with elevation, which. There's so many different wide varieties things to this league, and I'm not making excuses for any of it, but it's just it's a challenge. There's different styles, 13 different coaches, 13 different styles, but I think it's fun, don't you?
Yeah, it definitely is fun.
So, and we're all in there together, and I think there's about 6 schools in there pretty close to each other right now, and see how it all works out. 6 or 7 kind of in there. Nathan, you got anything? You got anything for Nigel?
I do. I'll ask you, Nigel. Coach, last game, Coach talked about how you were playing angry, and tonight I think that was on display again. Let's just be real. You're not one of the biggest dudes on the floor, and to go out there and grab 12 rebounds, what is it that's what is the switch that's flipped for you over the last week or two, and what that dog that you're playing with right now?
Just being intentional in how I play. But today, Seattle shoots a lot of threes, so it's a lot of long rebounds. So I was just flying around. Nobody was really crashing. I didn't have to box out. I was just running around, just snagging boards. So that's
Do you ever
really
have
it.
any idea about your stats as the game goes along? You got about 7 rebounds now.
I'll be honest. Yeah, when it comes to rebounding, I try to keep up with my rebounding because I love rebounding. I get to touch the ball. I get to get a stop for my team. So
You can bring in transition.
And I get to bring it in and dribble, and that's what I love to do.
All right, you guys, anything else? Thank y'all. Guys.